everyone, I'm Bart.
I'm Gio.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Nikki, and you're watching
AskTheFeels.
Today we have a question from Clark.
Yo guys, so me and my girlfriend started living together recently, and it's been good, but the housework is kind of a problem because we both come from extended families where the housework was divided equally among like 5 or 6 people, but now it's just us. Like just doing general chores, washing up, cleaning, it seems like a ton of work. So if you guys can share some advice on how you handle housework, that would be muchly appreciated. Thanks.
This is awesome.
Wow.
Because so many couples, they
Like
move
that
in. Yeah, they move in thinking of all the romance and all the excitement of and all the fun stuff, and no one really calculates like all the cons and the realities of what you have to do when you move in. And these are the logistics. You gotta take care of laundry, wash the dishes, you gotta vacuum, you gotta do all that stuff. So it's really important to make sure that you find a traditional girl that does all that stuff for you.
Whatever.
Wait, so he said that him and his girl both came from a household that had a lot of siblings and whatever, and everyone pitched in and did housework together, so it wasn't that much because everyone split the work up, right? But now since it's just them two, it's too much
Ton of work, yeah.
A lot of people won't do this, but I think that if you could put a little money aside and get a maid for once a month or something to do the deep cleaning stuff, that helps out a lot.
Absolutely, that's what we do. We pay for someone and they do all the deep cleaning, and then we just do the mundane things like that.
And a lot of people be like, "Oh, that's so expensive. I'm not rich." It's really not.
Divided by 2 people, it's a lot
Yeah, you
cheaper.
split it with 2 people. What is that like? Barely 50 bucks.
Yeah, or
40 bucks.
If it's $100, 50
Yeah.
bucks per, and you can like go and be on a date, and then you come back home and it's spotless.
And what do? Do they like so you put away like your clothes and stuff, and then I've never hired a maid.
It's as thorough as you want it to be. So they have people that'll come in, like you can have your entire room and house trashed.
Yeah.
And they just organize everything for you. Or some people, they're like more, they like their privacy and they're like, you know what, I'll fold my clothes. Or you can wash my clothes, just fold it and put it on the bed, I'll put it away. Like all those terms can be negotiated to what suits you.
That's awesome. Cause I mean, I've lived with 2 of my boyfriends that I lived with had like OCD, like needed everything to be spotless, and they cleaned everything. Like everything was always spotless. Yeah.
You didn't have to do that much.
No, but it was kind of hard because like you
can't even live.
No, you can't live. Like if they had just cleaned, I couldn't eat food because they'd be like, I just cleaned there. I was like, where do I eat? The bathroom? Like, no, they just clean there too. So it's like it was really hard, but the house was always spotless. Then I lived on my own for a while, and I could take care, like if I just cleaned directly after making a mess, like you can take care of things that way, which is what I kind of recommend you do if you're living with somebody, is just like as soon as you make a mess, clean it up.
Immediately.
Clean it immediately, because it'll build up, and then it's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
But my current boyfriend is not a neat freak, and is really sloppy, and I'm really sloppy, and when I was on my own, it was really easy to keep myself in check because it was just my own mess, and I would do a sweep and I would clean everything. But moving in with him, it's like we enable each other to be sloppy, and so like everything gets everywhere. And it was tough in the beginning. Like we had to decide who should do what chores and like when can we help each other out. And especially when 2 people are busy, it can be really tough.
Yeah, so when we first moved in together, there's certain things that females are just naturally better at, and there's things that guys are naturally better at. So I noticed that for us, for example, he's better at just doing like yard work and like things that he can just like fuck up and destroy, and it's still okay. But for me, I'm more detail oriented in terms of like.
I don't do any yard work. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, but you did. Who was taking care of all this stuff on the outside? I never touched the outside.
That's because you told me to. You said guys work on the outside and girls work on the inside.
Because anytime, so if he would wash a dish, so you know how, or a cup, right? You clean
spotless.
the top where the mouth goes, and then you stick your hand, and then you kind of
It's spotless.
So he would stick his hand in the fucking thing, the cup would shatter. So I'm like, okay, you have no finesse when you do anything. So anything that requires finesse, you cannot do. So you're just gonna be outside.
But I washed the fuck out of those dishes.
And you broke the fuck out of those dishes. So
this will scrub so hard that he pops the fucking.
My
plate
boyfriend's the
open.
opposite. So he won't use a sponge. He just like pours soap over it and then just like rinses it and then doesn't clean anything. Like you have to scrub the stuff off.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to what you're really good at, and then you kind of divvy up the chores that way. So
But
I
there's also technology now. So take advantage of the dishwasher. We have a Roomba. So like if we're gone, we just leave that thing on, and that thing just vacuums our whole house. And when we come back, it's clean.
That shit can cause some fights though. If you guys don't figure this shit out, you're gonna cause some fucking fights.
That can cause a breakup for sure.
Especially when one person feels like they're doing more.
Yeah.
Right. And which is always going to be the case.
Yeah, it causes some resentment.
Just save up money and have somebody come over and do that shit for you guys.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You're spending money to have peace of mind and also better your relationship. It's so worth it.
And really quickly, if your girlfriend comes from a traditional background, she's gonna feel kind of weird, like, oh my god, I'm slacking as a woman. Just tell her, dude, you'll get used to it once you see how clean that they do, they clean your house.
Tell her, bitch, you's a princess, and princesses don't clean.
Ooh, I like that better.
I like that.
I said that.
Yeah, he didn't say that. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ask the Feels. If you guys have any of your questions, go ahead and go to AskTheFeels.com and submit your questions there. If you guys would like to follow us on all our other social networks, go ahead and cruise down to the description below and you'll find all that info. Also, don't miss out on what we just talked about over here. Honestly, I was scared to have sex. I was really scared to have sex, and I didn't want to have it with just anyone. Again, because I was prideful of like, dude, you're not gonna be able to, like, I don't want everyone to say, oh yeah, I've had